Hello, I'm Kate Burke, and this is one in a series of sessions created to help you find your own speaking voice. Today we're going to talk about operative words or stressed words in text. Now, it sounds sort of clinical that you're going to sit and diagnose your text and decide exactly what you're going to stress, but I'm telling you the ear can only take one or two stresses per phrase or sentence. Otherwise, it just doesn't know what to listen for. And if there are many, many stresses, it turns into gobbledygook, and the story is not clear at all. Now, you might think that you would stress big words or important words or juicy words or multisyllable words, and that's very nice, but a story is being told in good writing, so there are certain words that advance the story, and that's what an operative word does. You could call it a stressed word, but there's too much talk about stress in our culture, too much stress altogether, so let's call them operative words. So I'm going to suggest that you listen now to what happens when prepositions are stressed. This is overtaking our country, and so many newscasters are doing it as they report. It's as if somehow the story has to be simplified or brought down to a lower level, but it certainly doesn't give clarity, because unless you know what you're talking about, you can't make any use of the prepositions. Let me speak the beginning of the Gettysburg Address, and I will stress the prepositions. Let's see how it sounds to you. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. You see, I just railroaded through that last phrase because there were no prepositions. Now, can you see how they linger in your mind, but you don't know what to do with them? So I suggest you never stress a preposition unless there's some question of really having to clarify something. Also, stressing pronouns doesn't seem to work very well. I, you, he, her, mine, unless again there's some sort of dispute or confusion and you're trying to go for clarity. So let me speak again, the beginning of the Gettysburg Address, and I will definitely use certain operative words, stressing them. Sorry I mentioned it again, and I hope you'll hear them. 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now, I hope you could hear that certain words stuck out. Now, I chose to make operative 80, because that means 4 times 20, that's 80. That's a lot more than 7. I could have said 77 years ago, which is sort of silly because it's such a small amount. So there's a certain amount of logic involved about where you choose to place your stresses. It's not a religion. It's not rigid. You put them wherever you want, but some are non-negotiable because they need to be highlighted to tell the story. So I suggest you get yourself a passage of great text, a poem you like, a theatrical monologue, anything that's rich and crafted. And I'd like you to sit and read it out loud and underline what you think are the operative words. Do it in pencil, because you're going to change your mind. Isn't that wonderful? It's a work in progress, and it will change as your relationship to the text changes. But it will give you such confidence in a presentation to know where the stepping stones or the lingering places are of your operative words. So good luck in your hunt, and see you next time.